Hey guys. Okay. So today, video is going to be based on some of my equipment. I haven't got around to using the, I talked about this in the last video. It's a transformer. Basically, you can, I think I showed it to everyone. I'm going to be using one of those. I haven't got around to it yet. Been kind of busy. Got a lot going on. Anyway, today talk a little bit about things that I have, things that I use. Let's see if I can do this. There's my pedal board. There's my other pedal board. There's the amp I'm using. There's the amps that I use and have. Okay, there. Now you're back. That's just a quick way to do it. Hopefully, I'll go in more depth and detail here in a minute. Anyway, so what I'm running through right now is I'm running through a super lead. It's a love pedal. Then I'm running right into a Boss GE7 equalizer. And then I use these animal pedals, and I'm using the animal pedal delay. Stumbled across them. They look boutique. They were cheap. I was thinking, you know, maybe I'll regret it. Maybe I won't. None of this stuff that I'm going to talk about today in any way, shape, or form endorses me, or am I getting paid to say anything about it? I'm just telling you what I have. I use those three pedals when I'm just sitting here. That's this tone that you're going to hear. So, and I'm using my my LTD, my Mirage. Love this guitar. Okay, so that's the combination I'm running, and I'm running through an Origin, Marshall Origin 50 head into a PV cabinet right now. I know, but it's a Windsor cabinet, so. But that's the combination I'm running, just like say don't have the highs up too much on the pedal or the amp, because some of the stuff I've been trying to, and I have the delay just more of a spring, just reverb, more effect. I do have a reverb pedal, which is an animal pedal. I also stumbled across this this new pedal over here that it really is super cool. Let me put this down real quick. Let's just disconnect it. There we go. I'm back. You miss me? So here you go. It's a Noble, and it's super cool. There's a guy on YouTube. Oh wow, I can't think of what it is, but he's from the UK. His name's Damon, and he was talking about one of these, and it sounded really super cool. And I decided, you know what? I'm gonna order one and give it a whirl. And I gotta admit, if you're like right now using the super lead, obviously I'm creating a lot of distortion. A lot of your older guys will use overdrives, and it's a work of art. It's whether you want to play through the amp clean and let the pedals do the work, or do you want the amp to do the work and then the pedals just kind of help give that boost when you need it to each his own. I got one of the Mojo pedals. Working on one of these to try and that was Paul Gilbert that actually did a bit of a look, the plastic's still on it. Aww. Anyway, so Paul Gilbert had just done the a write-up on these things, or talking about them, and so I'm gonna give it a whirl. I'm still working on all this. Went through this tone. Can't stand my tone. Is it me? Is it the amps? I think what happened was I was playing through that Roland Cube for so long, because when we first got in here, I hadn't rearranged the room. I hadn't done stuff. So I just hooked up the Cube and started playing through the Cube. And I think I just got used to that modular sound. And I know there's guys out there right now going, I don't even know this guy. In fact, you probably clicked off the video already. I also picked up this. Again, this is one of those, pretty, I think this is an animal pedal. Yeah, it's an animal pedal. But I picked this up just to try. Pretty cool sound, not gonna lie. And then I use a Tiki drive every now and then. Great pedal, can't say enough about it, to be honest with you. Then I use a Spark Boost. Keep in mind that right now I'm just using the 3 pedals because I'm in this room. There's no real reason, unless I'm trying to create a tone or a sound. That's why I have all these pedals here. In fact, let's just do this. Let's just make life easier. There's the fan, my only fan. Anyway, so here you go. The board over here is the board I'm running off of right now. I'm sorry for my camera work right now, but I wasn't planning on doing it this way. There's all the pedals. There's a Spark over there. I use that one to help assist, but I also, on this board right here, if you can see, I have a wah, I have my volume pedal, I have a Spark here too. The reason I use those is to boost for my solos, obviously. For those that know that, you know that. For those that didn't, let me turn this off right now. I don't want it to just sit and cook. That's what I do. I have a compression sustainer. I don't like them. I don't use them that often, and I know that's weird, and a lot of guys love them. I should get used to them, to be honest. I understand the purpose behind them, but I don't know. I just never got into them. But so there's some of my equipment that I wanted to talk about. I had said that last week. I'm not done yet, but the thing that I'm trying to accomplish right now is to figure out, there we go, sorry. Now we'll go back up here. Trying to figure out what's the best tone, what's the best way. Everybody's different. If you listen to Eddie Van Halen, that brown sound that he used to create that awesome, clean in one channel, dirty in the other. Randy Rhoads, very much just a cranked amp, a little bit of I believe he used a MXR distortion to kind of push it. George Lynch obviously uses foot effects, but he also used a lot of rack mounts. So we could sit here and go through all these pedals and all those type of things. I'm not of the caliber of those guys, so I'm just trying to find what's the best tone to cover the songs that I play. And I don't mean writing. Obviously, if I play a cover song, I try to pick out which guitar, which pedals will help you know, to create that tone. As far as amps go, I got a PV Classic 50 sitting right there. Great amps, love them, I do. I know there's a lot of guys don't. I have a Marshall Origin 20 and a Marshall Origin 50, which I have a Sheffield cabinet, a Windsor cabinet. I also have a Line 6 Duo Verb. And then behind me is the JCM 2000. Actually belongs to a friend of mine. Used to be mine. I'm in the process of getting it back. It has to go to the shop. I think it sat for a while, and I believe that we're having some issues with some tubes, but that's up to a technician. I have a Randall. Now the Randall, I know it's a solid state head, blah, blah. Everyone, there's other guys right now just clicking off the channel. It's an amazing head. But it's just really, for me, it's again to create that. Tubes give you that warm, almost bluesy, rockin' bluesy, whereas solid state kind of gives you that dirty, almost modulated sound, like more of a, it's just more of a heavier crunch, dirty sound, whereas you can toy around with your tube amps a little bit more. But I like to have the option of every now and then, if I want, like the Duo Verb is solid state, the Randall solid state. I like to every now and then personally just tinker around and see what I can create for a sound. You know, Dimebag Darrell used Randall amps. I know I think towards the end he was using, I think he may have switched over to tubes. I'm not 100%. Anyone that may see this, if you know the answer, tell me below. As far as guitars go, we've gone through my guitars a little bit. I have a number one, which is a Charvel. I have my that LTD that you just saw me playing as my backup guitar right now. Although I do have my George Lynch copy of his Mr. Graffiti, and then of course the Frankenstrat Eddie's. I just picked that up. That's mainly all I use, even just sitting in here. Anything on the back wall here. These three at the end. Two of them are Wolf. Yeah, I think the third one is actually. Anyway, they're all made in the same spot down in LA. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. Let me move out of the way. Nice guitars. They play really, really well. A Gibson. And then just various guitars that I haven't either used in a long time or they need to be worked on yesterday. That's it. That's the equipment, guys. But what I wanted to talk about was, you know, I've been going, I think I said it in one the other, just going through this tonal and guitar. I heard Eddie Van Halen say that one time he walked away from his guitar for like a month. So I just walked away for a month. So I didn't even play it. And I think all of us that play, we go through that. We go through these moments where you just go, and you get stuck in a rut. And you play the same thing over and over and over. And before too long, you go, I'm tired of doing this. I don't want to keep playing the same thing over and over and over. So I think that's where I was. Not gonna lie, I haven't really picked up my guitar as much lately. And that's wrong, because you should pick them up every day, even if it's just to do warm-ups or something. But if you're going through a funk and you've been playing for a long time, I understand why it happens. So there's all my pedals. I really want to get into this thing with you guys. I really want to plan a video where I sit down, which is going to require me to pull one of the Marshalls away from the wall, read the back, and then set it up. I really want to delve. Is that the word? Delve? Is it delve? Dive? Delve? Well, get into this thing. And really try and see whether what we hear, and I say we because I want you guys to hear it too. I get it; it'll sound different coming through the camera and on YouTube versus what's going on in the room. But if you can hear differences or subtle differences, great. I want to get into it. Unfortunately, I just haven't had the time. I wanted to do a video. Oh, here we go. Let me tell you about this. This is just gonna. This is the, you know, you like my shirt? You know you do. Monday, I was gonna do some video footage for you guys. I was like, oh look, I'm being lazy on the shaving thing, by the way. Anyway, back to reality. We went to the beach. And down in Orange County. And for those of you that know, Newport, Huntington, Long Beach, anyway, trying to get into the beach is just insane. But we went down on Monday and I was like, man, I'm gonna do some video footage. If anything, let's do some people watching. You know that's cool. You know it is. And man, I spent most of my time driving in a circle. I dropped my wife and my daughter and my daughter's friend off so they could go and find a spot on the sand. And I said, let me just go and drive around for a minute and I'll find a spot to park and I'll walk back over. At least you girls can get set up and do your thing, right? Moses sandals, if it didn't end up just, I ended up like, I don't know how far away, and it's as I'm getting out and I'm walking back, and I'm just telling you this story because it's just the way my luck goes. I'm walking back, I read the sign and it says no parking between 8:30 and noon due to the street sweep. Well, at the time, I was the only car that had pulled over there, and I went, are you kidding? So I went and told my wife. I walked back to my wife. I said, hey, look, I don't think I can leave the car where it's sitting. So she said, well, what does it say? And I told her what the sign said. She goes, then you should probably go. You probably should move it. I don't want to get the car towed and then have to go get the car out just so we can get home, or have someone take us home and then have to go get it. You know, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. Yeah, so by the time I got back in it and drove around trying to find another parking spot, well, where I was parked originally, filled up. Couldn't even go back there. So I literally had to just drive around until someone left. And so by the time I parked the car and walked back to the beach, what do you think happened? Think about it. What do you think happened? Everybody else was ready to go. I'm not kidding. I'm not making this up. It had to happen. Everyone else was like, we're hungry. Let's go. Huh? So that's why Monday, because I had said in the last video I was going to post some beach footage, and that's why it didn't get done. But, all 6 of you that watch my videos, I'm kidding. Anyway, that was it as far as the pedals go today, and just a brief, quick run around through my pedals. What I want you to do now is, those of you that do watch my videos that would like me to play a little, I can't play someone else's stuff, but if there's something you want me to, a pedal you want me to try, an amp in the room that you'd like to hear, I will do that. I'll do it. I'd like you to like and subscribe to this channel so that I can get some input of things like that to do. I really would love to try to obviously get this thing going so we can see whether it's true, because apparently Eddie Van Halen used one of these, to adjust his voltage accordingly to the amp, and that's how he got such a great tone. So we'll try it out. Let's see. I own it now. We gotta do something with it. Can't just let it sit on the chair, collect dust, which is more than likely what it will do if I don't start using it. If there's a tone or a sound or something you want to hear, the tiki through the Randall, the super lead through the PV's kind of humming a little bit, but I think we can overcome that. the something through the Origin 20. Once the Marshall head's fixed, which I have to get it over to a shop, the Line 6, whatever, a combination. If you say, hey, let me look at your pedals, you know, and I show them to you again, and you say, okay, do me a favor, try the Mojo with the EQ, with the animal pedal reverb through your PV. I'll give it a whirl. I'll give it a shot. Pick a guitar that you'd like me to use also, and we'll try and create the tone and see what you think. But with that said, guys, I'm gonna throw a random thing at you guys. And if you watch this, I really, really want you to consider commenting below. Just because I think, Bigfoot, real or not real? Is he really out there? Do people really see this big hairy dude with big old feet? His name's Daryl, right? I saw him in a commercial. Anyway, guys, like and subscribe. More content coming. We're gonna start working on some tones. We're gonna get the Harley out. I think there's a Big Bear trip in the future coming, so we'll go to Big Bear. Anyway, there you have it. That's this week. That's a wrap. Peace. Much love. Till next time.